Hey, what's good YouTube? This is Harun the Buffoon here, back again with another video. And today people are playing some Pokemon Showdown. So I'm trying to get back into competitive Pokemon battling, so I thought why not do that with some Showdown. And today we're playing some Gen 6 random battles. In my opinion, Gen 6 had the best meta, and I thought with Pokemon Legends AZ right around the corner, why not take it back to the Kalos region and play some Gen 6. So here we start off with, I have a Macargo on my team, so I start off with Macargo. My opponent has a Mismagius. I set up the Stealth Rocks to, deal with the flying types, rock type, or bug types, fire types. In Gen 6 OU, a lot of, Talonflame, Charizard, those are Pokemon that are pretty common, and so, start off with Stealth Rocks, and then I poison the Mismagius to try to dwindle down its health. And then you can see my strategy here is basically just recovering after every Shadow Ball that Mismagius hits me with. And yeah, I'm just recovering here because I'm trying to get the poison to just dwindle down the Mismagius. She gets the Spadef special defense drop there with that Shadow Ball, and then eventually Mismagius goes down. Surprised my opponent didn't switch out beforehand, but it is what it is. So here they send out a Tauros that has Earthquake, which I did not know. My tactic here was to do the same thing, toxic the Tauros and then just kind of spam recover until the health of the Tauros goes down. So knowing it has Earthquake, I switch out into my Murkrow. Murkrow being a flying type, is going to go for the Earthquake, which I predicted, and so Murkrow is immune, all flying types are immune to ground type attacks. And so we have Murkrow here. I can't remember if it was Eviolite. Couldn't remember, but I go for the Foul Play. It has Rock Slide, so this Tauros really is, setting up against my whole team. The computer here kind of glitches for a sec, but then it comes back. By the way, if y'all couldn't tell, this is a post commentary. So I'm doing a post commentary of this Showdown recording that I did. And so my opponent, the Tauros goes down with a Foul Play. My opponent sends out a Vanillex next. Now, it being an Ice type, Murkrow is weak to Ice type attacks. And so I go switch into my Chandelure. The Vanillex goes for the Freeze Drive, and my Chandelure, I think this Chandelure was Choice Scarfed. So, being Choice Scarfed, if I select the move, I'll be locked into that move. Oh, actually, is it Choice Scarf? I couldn't remember. It has Trick, so I don't think it actually is Choice Scarfed. Oh no, it is Choice Scarfed. Okay, it is Choice Scarfed. So, okay, why would you have Trick on a Choice Scarfed Pokemon? Because then you're just locked into it. Anyways, tangent. Anyways, I go for the Shadow Ball. Being Choice Scarfed, I get that boost in special attack, and so the Vanillex goes for Hidden Power. It's probably Hidden Power Dark or whatever, but regardless, the Vanillex goes down with Shadow Ball. And so at this point, I'm 3-1 to my opponent, and here I'm just waiting for them to send in their next Pokemon, which is a Uxie, nice and powerful Gen 4, mythical Pokemon. So I don't know why they switched into Uxie, because me having Shadow Ball. Oh, that's why. I had Psychic, and Uxie's pretty bulky, so they probably knew that it would live one Shadow Ball. So Uxie takes down the Chandelure. I bring in my Murkrow, and Murkrow, I'm pretty sure outspeeds, which it does. Yeah, Murkrow outspeeds. So I go for the Foul Play. Down goes the Uxie, and at this point it's 4-1. And so my opponent sends in Pangoro. One of my favorite Gen 6 Mons. Pangoro being Dark Fighting, me being Dark Flying, I am neutral to Fighting. But it has Ice Punch, which I was surprised when it went for Ice Punch, because I switched into my Whimsicott. it being a fairy type, Pangoro is ×4 weakness to fairy, so I did not expect it to have Ice Punch, so that was a good read by my opponent. So at this point, I'm just kind of like, do I send in Mewtwo or Azelf? I go send in Azelf. Azelf's a little bit more bulkier. Azelf here is Life Orb, so its attacks will get a boost. Pangoro is a Scarfed Pangoro, so I wasn't sure, but I use Dazzling Gleam, which takes out the Pangoro. That's ×4. And so my opponent then sends out Tornadus, which is their last Pokemon. And here I was kind of, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was like, contemplating, should I go for the Dazzling Gleam or Nasty Plot to kind of set up, it being the last Pokemon. It was kind of like, being a little conservative, but regardless, I go for the Psychic that does 60% damage, and then I outspeed, so I go for another Psychic, and then that takes down the Tornadus, and that's the battle. That's the first battle. It was pretty straightforward. I think my opponent was kind of new to the game, because a lot of the some moves were kind of like, why'd you do that, regardless, it was cool, so going into our second match here, it took a while to find my next opponent, but yeah, this is kind of my first time. I wouldn't say first time, maybe first time in the last like few weeks that I've been back on Showdown. I kind of got back into Showdown weeks back for the first time, and I'm kind of slowly getting back to the competitive meta. Back in Gen 6, I played a lot of Gen 6, OU, UU, Gen 7 as well. When Sword and Shield dropped, Gen 8, that's when I kind of fell off the meta. And then Gen 9, I haven't played the meta at all. I'm still playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so I'm still kind of, getting used to Gen 9 and the whole Terrastalize mechanics. So here we are in our second battle, and I start off with a Puzzle here, and my opponent sends in a Kevin Durant, and so I thought since I outspeed, why not kind of go for the setup? So I go for the Nasty Plot, get that +2 special attack, and I have Hidden Power Fire, I believe, and so Durant is a Bug Steel type, so that's Fire type moves are ×4, and so here I thought I'll go for the Hidden Power Ice, actually, that not Fire, Ice. So I kind of decided to cancel my move and then go for the Nasty Plot again, because I figured this Durant is can't really touch me for what I know, and I thought, why not kind of use this opportunity to set up with Plusle. And yeah, so my opponent was kind of taking a while, so I put the timer on just to kind of make the match go by quicker. And one thing I don't like about random battles is that you can see here like the level differences. So like my Plusle's level 93 and Durant's level 79, so me being 14 levels higher, I'm gonna clearly outspeed and have more of an advantage, because like when you're higher level in Pokemon, your stats are higher. So I don't like how random battles gives you random levels. I kind of wish it was like all the same, like capped at either 50 or 100, kind of make it more fair. But regardless, my opponent here deciding what to do next. Yeah, guys, but if you guys are enjoying this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and comment down below, and let me know if you guys like this format, me doing post commentary. I do plan to this is kind of like a new thing that I'm trying. Oh, superpower. Okay, we'll go back to. I'll get back to that. Back to the video. So Durant actually had superpower, which I don't know why it took forever to hit me with that. But regardless, I decided just to sack off my puzzle here because, I was like, whatever. I got the Hidden Power Ice off, which did a lot of damage, and, basically that set up whichever Pokemon I had next to, basically take care of the Durant. Now, here, guys, yes, so definitely pay attention to this, guys. I decide to send in my Altaria here. You can see I'm kind of like looking at the stats, seeing if I outspeed. So I send in my Altaria here, and this is pretty epic what happens next. So I go for the Dragon Dance, because I'm thinking like, this Durant can't touch Altaria. Altaria is very bulky and it resists, bug and flying, or bug and steel, I should say. So the Durant actually outspeeds, which I was kind of surprised, and it went for the Iron Head but missed. That gives me a free Dragon Dance setup, and now I definitely outspeed, and so I go for the Dragon Dance once more, and get the +2. At this point, I'm just setting up. I get the +3 Dragon Dance. Durant goes for the Iron Head, which again I don't know why. What the thought process was there for. And so I'm at +3 D-Dance. Now, they send in a Baratic, which goes for the priority Aqua Jet, and so it gets, some damage there, but, again, Altaria is a very thick mon, so it was able to resist that, and so my opponent sends in Jinx, which is another Ice type. So here I gotta be careful with these Ice types because, ×4 weakness, but it doesn't matter when you're at +3 D-Dance. I outspeed basically everything on their team, and so now I just go for the Outrage, because I'm +3. I get 2 Outrages, which knocks out 2 Pokemon. Then I get confused, but then I have a Lumberry on my Altaria, which cures its confusion. My opponent then sends in a Nidoqueen, which again gets bodied. Again, at this point, I'm locked into Outrage. I'm +3 Dragon Dance. There's nothing my opponent can do. They send in Spiritomb again. Like there's nothing that my opponent can do. I outspeed and I have time +3 attack, and so again Outrage to the Houndoom, and I get confused. But it doesn't matter because I win the battle, and I typed in GG in the chat to my opponent just for sportsmanship. And so yeah guys, that was basically the 2 matches that I had recorded, and I thought, why not share them with you guys. But going back to what I was saying earlier about this format, it's the first time I'm doing like a post commentary format. I thought, why not try it out? Just because I traditionally like to do live commentary. That way, you guys can get to see like my thought process in IRL, and so I do plan to do that more moving forward. But I thought for this, just for this video, I thought, why not do post commentary and kind of just give you guys like a little introduction to Pokemon Showdown, which I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with, but more so an introduction with me and Pokemon Showdown. I do have videos from years ago with Pokemon Showdown, but they were never with any commentary. They were kind of just like with music in the background. So moving forward, I do plan to do commentary on Pokemon Showdown, and I do plan to have showcases of different teams, like building teams around certain Mega Pokemon, certain if we want to do Gen 8, certain Gigantamax, Dynamax Pokemon. So yeah, stuff like that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment down below. And I do, with regards to Legends AZ, this being kind of the reason why I decided to kind of go back to Gen 6, I do plan to do a Legends AZ sort of thoughts and speculation of what we know so far. of the games. So I do plan to kind of do a video where I'm talking about like what's been released so far and like what we know, and kind of just making predictions and speculations based on that. So if you guys are excited for that, definitely be on the lookout for that. And I do have other videos planned, different type of videos planned for the near future as well. So definitely be on the lookout. Stay subscribed. That way you guys get the notifications and the action of what is being uploaded, right away. So yeah, that's all I have, guys, for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, subscribe, like, comment. I appreciate everything. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.